I'm doing great. It was a really fun game to watch for Texas this weekend, and I'm excited to analyze it. Yeah, in all honesty, Campbell, it was really the same story it's been all season for the Longhorns. Inconsistency on the offensive side of the ball. After a flying start, taking a commanding 32-19 lead, we saw the Horns go back to the same habits. Too often this team goes on scoring droughts where the ball gets stuck, players stand still, and eventually that leads to lackluster shot attempts. This team has way too much talent on that side of the ball to be doing that. For the first time in what seems like forever, Texas has a squad that can shoot the rock with the best of them. As a team, the Longhorns are shooting 37% from beyond the arc and 48% from the field this season. You've got to take advantage of that if you're Rodney Terry. Use some off-ball actions, get some guys cutting to the basket, set some flare screens, get your guys some looks. And I think Rodney Terry does deserve a bit of credit because he drew up a great play to get Trey Johnson a great look to tie up the game, but it didn't go. We know what this team is capable of doing on the offensive side of the ball. We saw this against A&M in the second half, and we saw this again on Saturday against LSU, and it's just disappointing how little we're able to see this offense reach its full potential. Yeah, Texas has been so impressive on the defensive side of the ball since the start of SEC play, and it was no different here as they absolutely stifled LSU all night. It felt like every shot the Tigers took was just contested, and they just couldn't get any rhythm going at all. On the offensive side of the ball, it was a tale of two halves. In the first half, Texas struggled again in scoring 31 points on 41% shooting from the field. However, in the second half, the Texas offense exploded. We started to see the Longhorns push the ball in transition, drive to the basket, make hard cuts to the rim, and create open shots with their shooters for the shooters to knock down. It was basically the opposite of what we saw in the first half. In total, Texas scored 58 points in the second half, shooting nearly 70% from the field and 55% from three. Another thing that was super encouraging for the Horns was the performance from forward Caden Shedrick. All season long, Texas has lacked good big man play on both sides of the ball, but it seems like Caden Shedrick could be turning a corner. In the last 4 games, Shedrick has scored 43 points combined, also providing good rim protection on the other side of the court. As easy as it is to get excited about this performance, though, we must remember that LSU has the second worst record in conference play. So while these are very exciting developments for the Horns, we have to see more of it before we can really get the hype train going. Well, if you asked me this 3 weeks ago, I would have told you there's no chance. But in the past 4 weeks, the Texas has picked up 4 quad one wins, and that has bolstered their resume so much. I look at the rest of the Longhorns schedule, and I see a tough 3-game stretch coming up where the Longhorns play at Vanderbilt and then have 2 home games versus top 15 squads in Alabama and Kentucky. After that, there's only one more team currently in the top 25 on the rest of Texas' regular season schedule. If Texas can win 1 or possibly even 2 of these games from that 3-game stretch, I think they'd be extremely well positioned to finish off SEC play and find themselves comfortably in the field. However, that's easier said than done. On paper, the rest of the schedule might not seem very tough, but there really isn't an easy game in this conference, especially going on the road. Another thing that could have a massive impact on Texas' tournament hopes is the SEC tournament. If Texas does have a lackluster end to the regular season, they can right all those wrongs by winning a couple games in Nashville. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the Horns have so many more opportunities to strengthen their resume, which is why I think come Selection Sunday, the Longhorns will be dancing.